First of all, I'd like to welcome you to our new Fargo City Commission chambers. Before speaking about that, I'd like to acknowledge that it was 3 years ago today that Officer Jason Mosier died in the line of duty. The flag lowering ceremony by the Fargo Police Department Honor Guard was held today at the downtown headquarters in Jason's memory. In honor of Jason and his family, I ask you to join us in a moment of silence. Thank you. Tonight's City Commission meeting is the first meeting held in this new City Commission chambers, and we are very excited and proud of the state of the art of this facility. I'd like to thank everyone involved in putting this room together, including our Greg, Brian, and Derek from our Communications and Public Affairs team. I'd also like to acknowledge the designers, technicians, and contractors of AVI from Bismarck, Fargo, Minneapolis. I'd especially like to thank Trent, Kathy, John, Chris, Nathan, and Zach of AVI. They put in hundreds of hours into this project. Greg, is Trent around? Oh, there he is, hiding in the corner. Trent is from AVI, and I just wanted him to make a few words about how challenging this was and how pleased he is with the outcome.
Absolutely. Mayor and Commissioners, on behalf of AVI Systems, I would like to congratulate the City of Fargo on the incredible accomplishment of not just opening these chambers, but the entire City Hall project as a whole. Over the course of this project, we have brought in specialists from our AVI offices around the nation, including San Diego, Chicago, and Minneapolis. They've all commented when they come in this building that they are just amazed. They're very, very impressed. More than one has marveled at the size, the scope, the quality of the facility. They're aware of the budget that was used to build this fantastic operation, and what the team has accomplished here has been really impressive, not just in this room, but in the entire facility. Like I told you a year ago almost when we talked, AVI will continue to stand ready to support this facility in whatever way we can now and in the future.
Thank you very much. Your team's done a great job. You don't know how many miles of wire we have at this place or anything like that? Some of our features include the fact that when the Roosevelt neighborhood comes about, we have capacity for 207 people, which oftentimes you do fill the place. Additional, the room at the dais is big enough for all our commissions, boards, and committees, of which we have 25 of them. Broadcasting is in high definition for the first time, and it has 4K cameras. So I advise commissioners, you better shave or get cleaned up a bit because you're much better definition now than you ever used to be. Large video boards do allow those attending the meetings to see, and any of those squiggly things that we put up there, you'll be able to see from our planning department and the neighborhoods, or anything we want to see will be right up on those boards. There's raised platforms for the media, and the reason it's done that way is they get better angles to see, and nobody can step in front of the camera, and it looks good on TV news at night. You also have audio loops in the floor to allow people who are hearing impaired with ease to hear better than they normally could hear. And we will have closed caption in about a month, John, that will come about. There's also enhanced security measures for elected officials and members of the public if there's ever an event we need to use that. And the other thing you see is the public art incorporated, the 4 light panels on each side. Those can change in color in recognizing the community and national events. We also can change the pictures eventually, and you'll have to go through the pictures and see what things are represented in the community. But it's very artfully done, and there's a lot of little stories behind each one of those figures that are in there. Tonight they are blue in honor of memory of Fargo Police Officer Jason Mosier. I'd also like to welcome Ty Philly for the City of Fargo. Ty, are you around there somewhere? Stand up, please. There. You might recognize him. He used to be a reporter for WDAY, and now he's joined our staff as well as the City Public Affairs Coordinator. We were impressed by his journalistic work, and we're excited to see him join the Fargo team. Thank you, Ty.
I caught Ty going upstairs, and I thought he was coming to interview you. I didn't realize.
We heard. Fargo Cast Public Health will host the annual Nicotine Dependence Conference on February 15th from 8:30 to 4 p.m. The conference is sponsored by Fargo Cast Public Health, the North Dakota Department of Health, Sanford, Essentia, Family Healthcare, and NDSU School of Pharmacy. Registry is almost full, so please sign up for the conference, with attendees included healthcare professionals, teachers, counselors, and school resource officers. The library, as always, has several interesting programs planned over the next couple of weeks, including Crafternoons for Kids, Library's Dance Workshop and Storytime Session on Tuesday with Gasper's School of Dance and FM Ballet, a Valentine and an anti-Valentine party for teens on Tuesday, screening for the film Pantomime on February 19th as part of the French film series, a Cooking Healthy in Your Instant Pot class on February 23rd, a tea tasting event on February 23rd, and a board game for all ages on February 23rd. For some reason, February 23rd is going to be very busy. We also are going to again start beginner yoga classes if people would like to do that. Planning. The Arts and Culture Commission is accepting submissions for Creative Capital Sponsorship Program, which provides funding towards an impact-driven public art project and arts programming. The program supports the creative endeavors of local artists and public art projects that benefit the community. Deadline is March 1st if you want to apply at Planning Department. Police. Chief Todd's here. Yes, he spent some time with the North Dakota Legislative Session recently speaking to lawmakers about seized asset forfeiture and public safety protection orders. He said whenever he has an opportunity to engage the legislators and give them insight on how different bills affect his department, positively or negatively, or have unintended consequences, he will gladly take those opportunities to share his thoughts. Most legislators appear good conversations with candor, he said, and it gives him a perspective on some of the legislators' thoughts behind the bill. Good opportunity for conversation. Thanks, Chief. The police department is really excited about the next bit of news. They're going to take control of the entire Border States Electric building on February 18th. And with taking control of that building, the remodeling will begin on first floor, and then everybody's going to move over. Their expected date would be what? So they'll be going in September 1st, just as the new school year starts, right? Perfect. And one last thing for people in this area, and this is our maiden voyage on this, but the podium on the right is for city staff, or the podium at this side is on city staff, and the podium on the other side is for public comment or public people that want to come up and talk. The idea is to separate the two so you can have your paperwork or your things you want to have before you, and you don't always have to bump the city staff to the side to get to do what you need at the podium. There's mics at both podiums, so it should work out quite nicely, and we think everybody will like it. So, we're ready for our maiden voyage. Here we go.